What is going on, guys? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here listening to another episode of Paving the Way, and happy Wednesday to you. Guys, I hope your week is off to a great start. I hope you're accomplishing all the things that you want to accomplish before our Thanksgiving holiday here this week, I guess it'll be tomorrow when we're listening to this. So for those of you who are not in America and not celebrating Thanksgiving, well, you can live vicariously through us in all of the wonderful food we're about to consume, and then everybody goes out on Friday and fighting each other after they spent the day being grateful for things. So you guys know how it goes. Welcome to America, right? So no, but in all reality, guys, I hope your week's going great. I know for us, like we have family coming in this week from all over the country. Truthfully, literally from Wisconsin all the way to Florida, we have people coming in, get to spend time at our house, and we're really looking forward to it. It's something that at our home, I mean, we have a home that when we bought it a couple of years ago, we said we want a home that we can have people come visit and come spend time with us and things like that. So whenever we get to fill up our bedrooms and all of our space that we have with all of our family and friends and things like that, it is always fun. We look forward to it. So whatever your plans are, I hope they're whatever that you want them to be. So, but guys, let's on the topic of Thanksgiving and getting together with stuff, you know, as the episode show is today, is let's get real grateful. I was thinking about it, and obviously, you know, we're going to be a little cliche here, right? And with this being, you know, today's Wednesday, and then Thanksgiving being tomorrow, we'll be talking about gratefulness and thankfulness and what it means to be grateful and thankful and appreciative and so on and so forth. And when I was thinking about kind of what I wanted to speak on, right? Because you could sit and go through a list of the things that you're grateful for or that you appreciate, or, you know, your family and your health and everything like that, right? Everybody who's living has something to be thankful for. We all know that. But I wanted to get a little bit more personal with you guys on this one and kind of talk about how being grateful is one of the major pathways to succeeding in your life. So the story goes that back in 2021, coming out of COVID and things like that, which, you know, anybody who knows me knows that we did not suffer through COVID. You know, our business grew, you know, our health was maintained, everything like that. Like we were okay. So it's not like we came out of a deep, dark year of COVID year, things like that. But nonetheless, 2021 was a real pivotal year for me in business. And in the middle of that year, I attended an event with some other business owners, actually in the top contractor school group that I'm a part of. And it was an eye-opener to me because I had never really been around that level of other business owners. And when I left there, I had the biggest case of imposter syndrome, right? And if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's what anybody who's trying to achieve anything more than mediocrity in life, it's what they experience on probably a regular basis. It's where they appear to be doing good. Like everybody who watches them or sees them says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for your success," or "You're doing so great," or, you know, you're at the top, you're achieving it, whatever it is. When you inside feel like, man, like I'm just barely hanging on. You know, I don't know what the next day holds in store, let alone the next hour. You know, what's going to come at me and how am I going to handle it? And when I was around all these people that appeared, you know, from my perspective as at the time, the smallest company in the organization, one of the newer companies in the organization, I had this feeling of like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know how to read financial statements. I don't know what this P&L means. I don't know where this money went. I don't know what happened with the workload here, or with the personnel issue over here I'm dealing with. You know, I didn't know all of these things. And I felt, truthfully, I mean, I felt like a fraud, right? And it put me into a really tough spot of trying to figure out, you know, what the heck am I doing? And I talked with some folks. You know, you guys know I'm a big person who likes to read and learn and continue to expand my knowledge. So nonetheless, all the business stuff, you know, I was able to kind of get worked out and understand the financial statements, understand P&Ls and balance sheets, and, you know, all that stuff, right, that they don't teach you in school by any means. But one of the things that I really had to work on was I had to be able to find my identity and happiness and purpose and fulfillment and something other than just my business and my business size and my ability to operate my business and things like that. And yes, the side note of this is yes, I have a great wife, we have a great marriage, we have a great life, all these things outside of the business realm. But I'm trying to keep this more, centered on what I was personally dealing with at the time. And so a lot of what I've learned and been taught over the years is when you're having a bad day or when you're feeling down and out or you're feeling like, the cards are stacked against you, one of the easiest things to do to kind of get you out of that funk and to kind of reset your thinking is to do something nice for others, right? So whether it's, helping the elderly person at the grocery store carry their groceries out to their car, holding the door for, a parent and their child walking into a place behind you, whatever it may be, you just do stuff nice or doing nice things for others is what will help kind of reset your brain and your mentality towards everything that you're dealing with. Because it reminds you that like there's good in the world, right? There's good in your life. There's good that you have to be grateful for. And so what I did that year is I took a little bit of a different approach. I did something good for myself. And what I did is anybody who followed me throughout that year, so I think it was right at a year I did this, is every morning during my time, as you guys know, last episode I talked about, it was on a devotional I read because I do that every morning. I read some sort of a personal business development book every morning. But what I did is I added a new part to that morning routine, so to speak. And I had a small notebook, one of those little, I don't know, 6-inch tall notebooks. Sometimes you see them as like little freebies or giveaways. Like we have a vendor that we order custom products from that they send us this type of stuff, just whatever, try and get us to order more stuff, right? But I had this notebook and I said, man, like if I can't write out every day something I'm grateful for, and write why I'm grateful for it on this little page, right? It's not a big page. Then I've got bigger problems I need to worry about. And so I started this as kind of a goal to maybe do it for like the next month. And I would just write in this notebook, the date and what I'm grateful for. It was my daily gratitude. And I'd heard this through things that I've learned is, write down the things you're grateful for, document the things you're appreciative of, because those are going to be the things that pull you through the tough times and the hard times when you don't know what's coming, you don't know what's next. And so nonetheless, I did this for a while in my notebook every morning. And I had this little notebook that I just wrote in every morning. I burned pins out in this thing. I filled the notebook up after a while. And then I got to thinking, you know what? Why can't I share this with the world, right? With people who I'm friends with on social media and things like that. Because what I wanted to do is set the example that no matter what's going on in life, right? No matter how bad things are or how difficult things are, there's always things to be grateful for. Always. And when you know how to really dial into those things of gratitude that you have, that you can look at and you can be aware of, everything else seems to fall into place. It all seems to get real clear of what's important. And I can just say that doing the daily gratitude in that journal, and then when I started sharing it with everybody, the feedback I got, because, and for the record, I did not share it with people to get feedback, to get likes, to get shares, to get comments. I didn't do it for any of that. I want to just set the example. I take what I do seriously in my role as a business owner, as a leader, a husband, somebody who does not want to be just a face in the crowd. And so whenever I have the opportunity to utilize a platform to set the example and to pave the way and to show it, show what can and should be done from my perspective in our lives, I'm going to do that. But when I started sharing that daily gratitude, man, people would reach out and they say, man, that's a great perspective. I needed that reminder today. Or, wow, that's awesome. I'm super happy for you, or I'm proud of you, or whatever it may be. But it was impacting other people because of my gratitude that I was just sharing with them. It was stuff that I shared, such as being grateful for my wife. I had one pop up on my memories the other day because that was another cool thing is, Facebook loves to show up on the memories, right? And I had one show up and it was around this time of year where I think it was around when I was turning 31 years old. And I put a picture of myself at the gym. I said, I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for the fact that I can go to the gym, that I can exercise, that I can use it as a vehicle to make an impact on the people around me. And man, some of that stuff I wrote, guys, it felt so selfish, right? Like, why am I spending all this time just talking about what I'm grateful for in my life? And what I quickly realized is the more that I recognize my gratefulness in my life, the more that I have my cup filled up, the more that I'm filling it up and filling it up and filling it up, so that when I have the opportunity and the obligation to pour into other people and to help have conversations with them and bring things to reality and change the perspective that they have, that I'm ready to go. So I got the opportunity to learn that no matter what life throws at me, right? Like I said, in 2021, when I was really trying to figure out business because I had no idea what I was doing, I buckled down to the basics and I started just starting my day every morning with what am I grateful for today? Not my whole life, not my whole year, not any, whatever is coming up, but what am I grateful for today, right now, right here? So that's my encouragement to you during this time of Thanksgiving, where we try to reflect on what it is that we're grateful for. If we're fortunate enough to have a family and friends that we can be surrounded by at a table to share a meal together on Thursday. If it's people that, maybe we don't get to see them on Thursday, we get to see them on this weekend, or maybe that you just like to enjoy the time alone and you can be grateful for that time alone because some people enjoy that. Whatever it is that you're grateful for this time of year, don't just tap into it on the third Thursday of November every year. My encouragement to you is to tap into it every day, whether it's in the morning when you start your day, whether it's at the end of the day when you wrap it up. But don't forget to take into account what it is that you have in your life that you're grateful for, because I can promise you that there's something. And if there's not, please reach out to me because I will be happy to help you figure out what you got in your life to be grateful for. So, guys, I hope that you get to spend this holiday with the people who mean the most to you. If you don't have people to spend it with, let me know. We'll put a seat at our table for you. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. I look forward to planning on getting in front of you guys on Saturday. Like I said, we got a lot of family coming in this week. And as you know, I don't typically like to, just record stuff for you guys. But nonetheless, I plan on seeing you Saturday. And we'll go from there. So as always, guys, if you need anything, reach out. I'm here for you. And take care.